Welcome to today's webinar. Today we're going to be going over how to duplicate yourself and grow a worldwide team. And my name is Stephen Gregg, and I'm the business sales expert. And I'm going to keep my camera on just for a few minutes, and then after I will turn it off so I can have you guys focus right on the screen. Today we're going to be going through a basic outline of what we do and how we do it, because a lot of people in network marketing, you may be new to this industry or you may have had a team for a long time, but there's a lot of great in this industry. This industry is amazing, but also we want to be able to grow our business exponentially, and we're going to need to know how to do that. So that's what we're going to be talking about today, is how to duplicate yourself throughout your team so you can grow it globally. So the number one thing you got to do is you got to become a top network marketing professional, and that's my goal for you, is to help you become a top pro in this industry. Just a little bit about myself before I get going into the training. I've been in direct sales my whole life. That's all I've ever done. I've never had a job, never had a salary. And I worked as a car salesman for 4 years. I sold timeshares for a couple of years. I worked at Family Fitness, which is a gym. I worked there. I sold advertising door to door. I worked at Aflac, the company on TV with the duck. I did that for 4 years and really did very, very well there. I bought real estate as an investor. And in 2009, had to, of course, sell all those houses because of what happened in 2009. I started a credit repair company. I started a software company, and I did all that, in a short, period of time. And then I got into network marketing when I was very young also. So in addition to network marketing, I was doing those other different things. And I got into one company called Fund America back in the 80s. And in that first company, I lost 5,000 hours. The company went out of business. And then the second company I got into was one called Rafa. It was a hair care product. So you could sell these hair care products to salons. And I did. I sold it to over 200 salons in the area, but they never paid me. And so then I lost my car. I had no income for 6 months. And it was a really, really tough time at that time when I got into Rafa. And then I also got in the health insurance industry, and I started doing really well. And I became in the top 13 sales reps in the entire country in that insurance company. And so I did really well there. And then the last thing was I jumped into a company called the Diet Cookie. And the Diet Cookie was a network marketing business that had these cookies, and they were organic. But they didn't have any pesticides or anything or things that preservatives in them. And if you don't know anything about California, in Southern California, it doesn't rain too much, except for this week, of course, but most of the time it doesn't rain much. And it was always hot. And I had $15,000 worth of rotten cookies in my living room. I didn't sell them fast enough, so they all rotted. So that was kind of like my first few experiences in network marketing. And then I got into another company called DermaShield. And DermaShield was a very unique company. It had this skin protector where you put it on your hands and it protects your skin. And the whole purpose of it was so you can go and wash your car or do anything, get oil on your hands, and the oil won't stick to your hands. And so me and my friend Malcolm, we would test it. So we would go up and down the street on Hawthorne Boulevard, testing this DermaShield to make sure it worked. And it did. And then one day they said that you can put acid on your hands. And if you do put acid on your hands, it will not allow the acid to stick to your hands. So I said, well, we need to test this. So we went to a chemist and bought some stuff called pure sulfuric acid. And if you don't know what that is, that's the type of acid that if you drop it on the ground, it'll make a hole in the ground. And so we did. We went into the back alley of his house and we got the acid and we poured some on a nail and it disintegrated the nail, and put some on a rock and it melted the rock and put it on an ant and it killed the ant. So we said, okay, let's lather up. So we lathered our hands up with it. And I said, okay, you go first. He goes, no, you go first. I was like, okay, fine, let's just do it together. So we both did it at the exact same time. And then we sat there and we sat there and it worked. It didn't burn our hands. So then we went in the house and washed our hands, and the water made it a little bit more corrosive. It kind of made a stain, but it didn't burn through our hands. So, we had to believe in what we did. So we believed in that product, but then of course the company then went out of business too. And then I joined several other ones. I joined a nutritional shake company. I joined Herbalife, and I was in that company at the beginning. I got into the 900 number business. I got into one called Shop Best. I even got into one called No Run Pantyhose. I thought that was a good opportunity for some reason. And I bought 30 other network marketing businesses over the years, trying to find my way, trying to figure it out. So I paid my dues and I went to the school of Hard Knocks. And I just want you guys to know this is the most expensive school. This school has cost me well over $1 million, lots of millions of dollars actually, because you still go through the school over time. It's the school that keeps on taking from you. So one of the things happened to me years after that. I had to make a decision, and I had to make a decision to become different. And I got a mentor. So my mentor was named Steve. He worked at Aflac, and he started training me how to coach people and started mentoring me. And so that was really helpful, and I really thank Steve a lot. And then I hired another coach called RV Robinson, and she taught me how to speak and how to convey my message to get people to want to talk to me. And then the next person I learned from was the best person in direct sales network marketing, which is a guy named Chris McGarrahan and Kevin Trudeau. These guys were the best. And Kevin Trudeau was the infomercial king. He used to do infomercials and became the #1 guy in infomercials in the world, did over $5 billion in business, one person. And I learned from him for about 3 years of how to convey this message. And so the most important person I learned from was the Lord. I developed a personal relation with God, and that happened in 1999. So because of that, I became different, and I started having some success. And I joined, Aflac back then, and I became one of the top reps in Aflac. So in direct sales, and then I joined a company called Nouveau Riche. Nouveau Riche was a real estate investment school, and it was a network marketing business. The unique thing about Nouveau Riche is that the product cost $20,000 to join. And I had the fastest growing organization at $20,000 a piece. Now, the reason why that's so significant to you, because the systems you're going to be learning today and learning throughout this whole program are what I learned over my time of being in direct sales and then added it to network marketing. There's no trainer out there that's been a success story in direct sales and then brought that directly to network marketing and then built a training system out of it. And that's what we've done here. And so I've also became a 7-figure income earner in that company. So, I started training about 20,000 people in direct sales and network marketing. And I created this motto, which is if you build the people will build the business, the nation, and the world. And that's my motto. That's what I live by. And that's what I go by in this business. That's what makes, me, is that I believe that you have to build the people. Because if you build the people will build the business, the nation, and the world. And that's what this whole program is about, is helping you grow yourself. And because that's what I realized all those years I was going through all those failing network marketing companies, I thought it was the network marketing company. But a lot of them are still in business today. So I had to recognize that it was me. I was the problem. I didn't know what to do or how to do it. And so I just kept jumping from company to company instead of just learning how to do it and staying in one company. So that's what I wanted to share with you. And so now what I'm going to do is kind of go through what you're going to learn. In this training, you're going to learn 3 things. 1, I'm going to talk about why I'm passionate and why I'm even doing this in the first place. Because you got to understand why I'm putting this much effort into this program to really help every one of you succeed. The second thing I want you to understand is I'm going to give you some useful tips, some very specific things you can use in your business right now. And the third thing is I'm going to invite you to join us. At the end of this presentation, I am going to invite you to join what we're doing, and you get to have an opportunity to decide if that's something for you. And so one of the things I learned years ago is that if you want things in your life to change, you're going to have to change things in your life. And the 2 most important things you're going to have to change are your thinking and your actions. What you think about and what you do are what determine your success in your business. And that was one of the things I had to learn, is that I was thinking wrong. I was a party animal. I used to go out clubbing all the time and all kinds of stuff. I was thinking wrong, but then I put on a suit during the day. And that doesn't work that way. You see, my thinking had to align with my actions. And so that's one of the things you got to really remember this, is that if you want things in your life to change, you got to change things in your life. And you guys have all heard this saying before. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over and expecting a different result. Well, I have a better one. Being the same person over and over and over and expecting a different result is even more insane. See, you have to make a decision that if you want something different, you have to become someone different. See, if you think about it, what you have right now and the success level you have right now and the money you have right now and the skill set you have right now has brought you to what you have today. But if you want something different, if you want that to change, if you want that to increase, then you got to become different. You have to change. You have to increase. You have to increase in your knowledge and you have to increase in your skill set. So I want to talk about the 4 reasons why people fail in this industry. And this is something that you can use not only for your own purposes, but you can share this with your team and people that you bring in. Is that number one, you have to have a burning desire. And a lot of people don't really have a burning desire. They might want to join, but do they have a desire to join? One of the things about me, when I bring someone into a training or into a business, whatever, I don't look for the money in a person. I look for the desire in a person. Because when the desire is big enough, people will find the money. So the question you have to ask the person is, do you have a burning desire? The second thing is, are you willing to invest in yourself? Because, see, a lot of people are not willing to invest in themselves. And you are the biggest and best investment you can make in your own knowledge, in your own skill set. That's the investment you got to make, not so much in tools. Everybody wants tools. They want Facebook ads and they want all these different types of tools. That's great. But you got to invest in yourself and your knowledge and your skill set. That's the single most valuable thing you can do. The next one is knowledge without action is like having no knowledge at all. See, you got to be willing to take action. You got to take immediate action as fast as you can so you can start building that momentum. And a lot of people aren't willing to do that. They're not willing to take action. They want to think about it. They want to analyze it. They want to study it out. See, there's really nothing to study. When you see something that makes sense, you make a decision and you take action. And that's what you want to convey to your prospects too. When they see your business opportunity and they see this program, they got to make a decision. This makes sense. Let's make it happen. And then the last thing is you want to improve your skills. See, the reason why people don't succeed in network marketing is because they're not skilled at network marketing. How could you possibly be good at anything if you're not skilled at it? So you got to improve your thinking and you got to improve your skill set. So I want to talk about something really quick. What does your future look like? This is very important to understand. What does our future look like? Do we want to spend more time with family? Do we want to have, financial security? Do you want to travel the world? These are some of the things that I want to do for my family. Do you want to make more money? And why do you want to make more money? You just don't want pieces of paper laying around. You want to do it for a reason. So you want to write those things out. Do you want to secure your retirement? I know I'm getting up there in age now, and I know some of us on this call are maybe my age or maybe even a little older. Do you want to have a secure retirement and retire in style? Or do you want to have, take care of your children's education? I know I have 2 young kids and, I need to take care of their education. So what does your future look like? But I want to talk about this because this is one of the reasons I'm passionate about this, because right now the outlook looks a little bit grim. I want to show you this, and this is why you need to have a burning desire to build this business. Look at this personal savings rate. Fell to the lowest records in 2017 in history since it's been recorded. The amount of savings, the amount of money people save today is less than at any point in time, other than I think one other period of time right around here. So this is very important to understand that people aren't saving in the United States. But look at this. This is the UK savings rate. Same exact thing. It's the same thing. So it's not like a US problem. This is a worldwide problem. And this is why you need to do something now so you can take care of your family. As a matter of fact, this is an Art Magazine article. It says, not since the Great Depression has America been so broke. Because people are maxed out with credit card debt. They have more credit cards than they have money. And I want to show you this chart because this chart opened my eyes. I didn't realize this. And, we talk about you want to retire. So let's just assume you want to retire and you want to have $10,000 a month. So in other words, at retirement, when you get there, you want to have $10,000 a month in income, and you're going to live in retirement for 20 years. Let's say you're 60, you're going to live to 80. You're 70, you're going to live to 90. Let's say you're going to live to 20 years in retirement, and you want a $10,000 a month check. That means you have to have $3.4 million in an account, gaining about 6% interest to be able to get that $10,000 a month. So you got to ask yourself, how close are you to having $3.4 million in a bank or in some type of retirement account to be able to get that $10,000 a month? I know for me, the answer was not close. So I needed to readjust some things in my life as well. Even if you just want $5,000 a month, you have to have $1.7 million in the bank. Let's say you cut that in half. You want $2,500 a month in retirement. That means you got to have about $850,000 in the bank at getting that 6% interest. You know, whenever I say this in public, in a public event, I ask people to raise their hand who has that kind of money sitting around, and I don't get any hands raising. Very few, maybe one. But see, this is a very important statistic that we need to understand, and this is what we need to convey to our prospects because they don't know it either. Listen to this one. Today's 65-year-olds, 65 of them, 35%, 65% of our, today's 65-year-olds, 36% of them are still working. And where do we see them working a lot of the time? You know, fast food places, Walmart, you know, things like that. 5% of them are dead. You know, they're not here any longer. 4% are considered financially independent. 1% are considered wealthy, but 54% of our 65-year-olds are dependent on the state. They're dependent on the government to give them, you know, and take care of them. So this is a very big statement and big statistic. We need to understand why we're building network marketing because it gives you even playing field so you don't have to be one of these statistics. You can get into that 4 and the 1% level so that you can take care of your family. So why network marketing and why now? What's the reason? Let me tell you, the successful people are saying it. This is Robert Kiyosaki. He said the richest people in the world build networks. Everyone else is trained to look for work. See, a lot of the people that are, you know, that build networks, they're the ones running the show. The people, everyone else is working the job. Look at this guy, Brian Tracy. You may have heard of him. The future of network marketing is unlimited. There is no end in sight. It will continue to grow because better people are getting into it. Soon, it will be one of the most respected business methods in the world. So this is what the successful people are saying. Look at Bill Gates, what he says. If I would be given a chance to start all over again, I would choose network marketing. So that's what Bill says. And what about this guy, Warren Buffett? This is what he says. One of the best investments I've ever made. Network marketing today is more widely accepted than any time in its 60-year history. Yeah, that's important to talk about, not only just for yourself, but to understand that the people that are successful are saying this about this industry. So you got to believe that this industry is great. And this industry is an industry that you should be in, be proud of, and go build it. Now, I want to talk about this last thing before I get into the training. The power of residual income. Because a lot of people don't really understand residual income. I'm going to show you what it means. See, residual income is something that you cannot afford not to have. Let me show you why. Let's just say you wanted to have $100 a month in residual income. If you got a check every month coming in at $100 a month, it's equivalent to having $24,000 in a bank account getting you 5% interest. Now, I would ask by a show of hands, but how many of you right now are getting 5% interest in your bank? Because I might be getting 0.5%. Now, I don't get 5% interest in my bank, but if you have $24,000 sitting in there, you can expect about a $100 residual income check. If you want a $500 one check, you need $120,000 in the bank at the same 5%. If you want a $5,000 check, you need $1.2 million in the bank to get that $5 million check. Now, I don't know about you, but there's not too many businesses I know of that you can get a $1,000 check, a $5,000 check, a $10,000 check, or some of the obscene incomes like $25,000, $50,000, $100,000 a month in residual income. This is the only industry that you can gain that kind of income, but have $0 in the bank to get it. All you have to do is go to work and build the business, and the business will pay you residual income without having any money in there. Stocks won't do it. You got to have money in the stock. Real estate won't do it. You have to have money in real estate. You got to buy the house to be able to get the cash flow. Network marketing, all you got to do is put in the sweat equity. You got to learn what to do, learn how to do it, go build it, and it will pay you residual income. There's nothing like it. So what I want to talk about really quick is how we're going to teach you how to get that residual income. And I've put together a training system. It's called the Business Sales Accelerator Academy. And it's by invitation only. So I want to talk about who this event is for, the qualifications. Number one, new to network marketing. If you're brand new, you have no experience in this business, or you don't have any team, and but you do have a burning desire to succeed, this program is for you. Or maybe if you have a team, and you're frustrated because they're stagnant, and maybe they're not growing. Some people that may be your case. And if that's the case, it's for you. Or maybe you have a team and you want them to produce more leaders. Maybe your goal is to duplicate. You want to grow it exponentially. Then this program is for you. Or maybe you want to grow your business internationally. Maybe you're local and you want to take it around the world. This program definitely can help you. Or maybe you're frustrated of trying to motivate dead people. Those people, they die off, so you sign them up, and then a couple of weeks later, they vanish on you. They get abducted by aliens or something, or they get into the witness protection program. Maybe you're frustrated with that. So you're going to learn a system of how that can be avoided and not happen to you. Or maybe you want to learn Facebook and LinkedIn marketing and other marketing tools. In this training, you're going to learn all of that. Or you want to become a 6, a 7, or an 8-figure income earner in network marketing. Absolutely, by learning the information I'm going to share with you, can absolutely do this for you. And most importantly, you have a great attitude. You're positive. You believe in yourself, and you believe in your future. And most importantly, you're willing to invest the most in the most important asset, which is yourself. Because in business, you got to invest your time, and you got to invest a little money, to be able to be successful in business. So this is who this program is for. And if this is for you, then we're going to offer you an opportunity to participate this with us. So we're looking to build success stories. So the question you have to ask yourself is, do you want to be a top professional in network marketing? And do you want to earn $5,000, $10,000, $20,000, or those obscene incomes like $100,000 a month in the next 12, 24 months, or even longer? Sometimes it may take longer for some people. And are you committed to your goals and making this happen? See, the way this is going to happen is because you're committed to your goals. If you're just interested in your goals, I can guarantee you it's not going to happen. You have to be committed. And this is the mindset I take, is that I'd rather have one person with a commitment than 1,000 people with interest. So this is something that can really help you grow your business. And so I'll tell you right up front, it's a one-time fee of $997. And this is the Business Sales Accelerator. And I'll be going into detail. But right now, I'm just going to touch on some training for you and give you some tips and some things you can do. Whether if you decide to join this or not, I just wanted to tell you up front what it is, and then at the end, I'll kind of go through the details of what it's all about. One thing I learned years ago, this is probably my most valuable lesson I learned, is that sales education doesn't cost. It pays. Ignorance is expensive. Not knowing what to do and how to do it is costing you a fortune. You got to really think about your business. The reason why your business isn't working the way you want is because you don't know what to do and how to do it effectively. That's all it is. So you don't want to look at education as a cost. You want to look at it as an investment, and it's an investment in you. Very important. And so this program is designed to create 1,000 success stories, because for the first time we put sales and marketing training and network marketing training in one system. And it's the first time ever. I've never seen another company do such a thing. So let's talk about how to do that. I'm going to talk about some tips for you. Number one is you have to make a decision to become a pro. If you want to make money in this business, you got to make sure you become a professional in the business. And here's why: because pros make money and amateurs make excuses. This is the first tip I want to give you, is that pros make money in network marketing. Amateurs make, what they do is they make excuses, all the reasons why they can't do it. I can't do it because of this reason. I can't do it because of that reason. My upline's not good. I don't have a good sponsor. There's no meetings by our house. My computer's not working. I mean, you name it. Any excuse will do. And that's exactly what happens. They'll come up with any reason why they can't build it, but they don't realize that they're the real issue. And that's what your job is, to help them understand that they're the real issue by training them properly. The next thing is pros make money. Bottom line, amateurs don't. Pros make money in network marketing. Amateurs don't. Just like sporting events. You go to a basketball game and see the Lakers play. What ends up happening, the people in the stands, they're amateurs. They may play on the weekends and stuff, but the pros are out on the court. They're actually playing the game, getting paid. So the same thing here. You look on that stage, when you go to the Super Bowl, you go to the national convention, that's your Super Bowl. What do you see? You see all the people on stage. Those are the ones playing the game. And then a lot of the times, some of the people in the audience, now, of course, there's a lot in the audience that are playing the game too, but sometimes they're just sitting there and they're making excuses and they're amateurs. But the way you become a pro is there's some techniques you have to do. And I'm going to give you the acronym for the word pro. Pro has an acronym to it, and the first thing you have to do is you got to practice. If you want to become successful at anything, you got to practice. So in this business, you got to do the same thing. You got to practice. And practice what? I'm going to show you what you have to practice in a second. They're called the money-making activities. You got to practice the right activities to build this business. Second thing you got to do is you got to take responsibility. Responsibility is so important. In other words, you got to say the reason why I'm not succeeding is because I don't know what to do, because I don't know how to do it, and I need to be the one to fix it. I need to get help. There's a saying I've learned years ago, and I say this: things in life have a tendency not to happen. It's up to you to make it happen. See, if your business is going to work, it's going to be because of you. If your business isn't going to work, it's going to be because of you. And so the people that take responsibility and understand that, they do what it takes to win. They do what it takes to succeed. And then the third thing is that they're optimistic. They can see around corners. They have big dreams and big goals, and they believe in them. So you have a dream so big it takes 5 lifetimes to achieve it. You got to have a huge dream and a huge reason why you're doing this business. So you got to be optimistic. In other words, you got to be optimistic for yourself, and you got to be optimistic for your people that you bring into the business. When you bring someone into the business, the number one thing you want to do with them is help them become a pro. Help them practice the basics, help them take responsibility for their success or their lack of success, and help them be optimistic that they can see the future. And if you do that, you'll get some successful people in your team. So have you ever heard this before? Practice makes perfect. Yeah, I'm sure all of you are saying yes right now. I've heard that, of course. Well, that's a lie. Practice does not make you perfect. See, you've heard perfect practice makes perfect, right? You got to practice the right stuff. You got to practice the perfect stuff. That's right. Well, that's wrong again. That's a lie. You're not perfect, and you'll never be perfect. As a matter of fact, there's only been one man that's ever walked the face of this earth who's ever been perfect, and you're not him, and you'll never be him. As a matter of fact, this is one of the biggest reasons why people fail in network marketing, I found. One of the biggest. Because they're waiting to do something before they can be perfect. They say, oh, I can't go talk to people on my list until I know the scripts. Or I can't go talk to anybody and invite them to the meeting until I've seen it done 50 times. Or I can't invite somebody and show the presentation. I can't do a one-on-one presentation. I've never done it before. So I got to wait and practice first. Let me get it down pat first. See, practice does not make you perfect. You don't need to do that. You need to just go do it. See, the reason why you need this, and this is so important, is because practice does not make you perfect. Practice just makes you better. And that's the goal. You need to be better than you are today. That is the whole key. You need to be better than you are right now. And if you can do that, that's the key to the whole deal. See, one thing about practice, you need to get a little bit better every day. In other words, let's say you started practicing some of the skill sets you're going to learn today. And when you started practicing, you got 1% better every day. In 30 days, you're 30% better. In 100 days, you're 100% better than you are today. Imagine what your income would look like if you are 100% better than you are today on the basic money-making activities. Your business will grow exponentially. And that's why we put this together, because our goal is to help you grow and learn how to do this. Now, mastering the fundamentals is the key. It's the key to anything for that matter. See, there are fundamentals in network marketing that you have to learn. And we're going to go through those fundamentals here in a moment. But this is very important. See, one thing about golf, if any of you ever play golf, probably one of the most difficult sports in the world to win. Here's why. You got all these other pros around you that are competing for your crown. So it makes it very nervous. You got people standing all around the field, so you don't even have any inch way to move left or right. You make a mistake that bad. But then when you're going to hit the ball, you got to bend your arm, and one arm has to be bent, one has to be straight. You got to make sure you're looking down, and you got to be level over the ball. Another thing you got to do when you're going to hit that ball, that club has to hit the ball with a flat club face, and you have to now extend one of your arms and make sure the other one's bent properly with your head pointing down. Now, after you swing the ball, like if you look at the third guy, his head is still looking down at the ball while his club is already gone, because if you yank your head up too early, the ball will go left or the ball will go right. And then you also have to follow through. So if you notice, he followed through all the way, because if you don't follow through all the way, you're going to cut it short. And for some reason, that ball is going to go the wrong direction. So that's the fundamentals of golf. Well, that's kind of the fundamentals of golf. In addition to that, you got to know the different balls, because there's different types of balls in golf, different weights of the balls and different types of balls there are. And there's different tees. So there's a tee underneath that ball. So where that ball is, there's a little piece of wood. And you got to put that in the ground, but you got to put it at the right height, because if it's too high, it'll go one direction. If you make it too low, it'll go a different direction. So you got to know how high to put the tee. Then after you hit the ball, you got to know how to get the ball on the green, because it can go into the rough, and the rough is the high grass. You got to know how to get it out of the high grass and around the trees amongst all the people. You got to know how to do that. And then sometimes you might hit it in the sand. So you got to know how to get the ball out of the sand. But not only that, you also have to know the wind, because in golf, there's wind, and the wind carries the ball different ways. So you got to know when the wind's blowing, which direction it's blowing before you hit the ball. And then you also got to know the types of spin, because there's different types of spin on the ball. There's top spin, there's left spin, there's all types of spins to be able to carry that ball where you want it to go. Now you finally get it on the green, and then you want to get it into the hole. You now got to learn 14 clubs. There are 14 clubs in golf. And imagine if you said to yourself, I want to be a pro golfer, but I don't want to hit that driver. That's the club he's using right there. I don't want to use that driver. That's not my personality. I'm not a natural born driver. I didn't come out as a driver. That's not who I am. That's not the kind of person I am. Guess what? You'll never be a pro, because a pro would never be a pro without using the driver. See, imagine you hit the ball and you love driving. You get it to the green, and you're like, you have that putter. I don't like using those putters. I really like pitching wedges. That's what I'm going to use. I don't want to use that driver. I mean, the putter. I like it all flat and stuff. It's not my personality. And you said that. Guess what? You'll never be a pro golfer. See, in the same way, if you say, well, I appreciate those money-making activities, but I don't, showing the plan, I don't really want to present anything to anyone. I just want to let other people present. Well, that's fine. You can do that, and you can make money at it, but you'll never be a pro. You'll never be a top producer, the big, high top producer in the company. Or you say, well, I like to present, but I don't really like talking to people. Talking to people is not my forte. I just want to sit behind Facebook and just do it that way. See, you're not talking to people. You're in the talking people business. So network marketing is so important. You've got to master all of the fundamentals. I hope you get that. I hope that resonates with you. This picture, you get a lot out of that picture to understand even the sport and the game of network marketing. Let's keep going, though. This is very important. So one of the things I want to say is that I've invented the formula for success in network marketing. Now, this is a bold statement, and I know it is, and I'm going to have to now prove it to you, because to say something like that, I better be able to prove that. So I'm going to right now. It's called 3 C's equals M squared. And this is the proven formula for success in network marketing. Unlike the theory of relativity, which is actually just a theory, this is actually a proven formula of success. And you're going to see it right now. I'm going to break it down for you. If you want to succeed in this business, write this down. You have to become 3C. Write that down in the first person direction. Say, if I want to become successful in network marketing, I have to become 3 C's. That's it. Write that down. Now, let me show you what 3 C's are. The very first C you have to become is competent. How could you possibly be successful at anything if you're not competent? In other words, you got to know what to do and how to do it. You got to know the money-making activities. You got to be competent at them. If I brought you to Taco Bell and said, here, I'm going to give you a job at Taco Bell. I want you to make those tacos, make the juice the way it's supposed to taste, and make those tacos exactly how we want them, and you've never made a taco at Taco Bell, you're going to be in there sitting like, well, how do I do this? Well, yeah, but don't worry about it. I'm going to train you tomorrow. I got to go talk to some other people that I just hired. So just go figure out how to do it. You can do it. Come on. And you motivate them. Here, go do it. You can do it. I believe in you. Sound like network marketing, right? See, you have to be competent in network marketing. You have to be competent, because one of the things that will happen is you'll walk around Taco Bell after about 3 or 4 days and say, well, this Taco Bell stuff doesn't work. Restaurants doesn't work. No, it's not that it didn't work. It's that you just weren't competent at the basic money-making activities, which is one of them are making tacos. See, and the same thing in this business, you have to be competent at the money-making activities. It's very, very important to understand this. So I'm going to tell you what these money-making activities are. This is a crucial part for you to understand and learn. and this is what we teach. There's two parts to activities. There are non-money making activities and there are money making activities. You're going to hear me say this a lot. Every time you hear me talk about training, you're going to hear me talk about non and money making activities, because these are the things that consume your life. So what are they? Non-money making activities are these: training and coaching. Like this call right now is a non-money making activity. It is a mandatory thing to do, but it's still not a money making activity. And you just got to understand the differences between the two. Talking to people. Talking to people is a non-money making activity. I talk to people all the time. I went to a Rotary meeting this morning. Didn't talk about anything about business. Didn't try to get a prospect. But I did talk to people, so it was a non-money making activity. Using the products. You have to become a product of the product. It is mandatory. You've got to believe in what you do. So using the product is a non-money making activity, but it's still mandatory to do. You also have to attend networking events. Going to networking events and speak to people with intent. But doing it without intent is a non-money making activity. Talking to your upline and mentoring with your upline and coaching with your upline. These are all non-money making activities. Same thing with attending, events, like your major events, like going to your Super Saturdays or your national conventions. Absolutely, it's mandatory. You got to go, and I strongly recommend it. Never to miss one. Put it in your calendar. You'll never miss a major event. But simply attending the event is a non-money making activity. Also, reading the compensation plan. This part's funny. I love saying this because I meet so many people in network marketing. They always want to know the comp plan. Tell me the comp plan. I need to understand the comp plan. Tell me how it works. And I say one sentence to them. I say, you know what? It's funny how the comp plan works. Here's how it works. It's real simple. You got this. Get your pen and paper. Ready to go? Okay, good. Here's how it works. You go sponsor someone or you sell some product and the company will pay you. That's it. That's how the comp plan works. And they look all puzzled. Well, you're not telling me the details. Well, here's the coolest part about the comp plan. And this is the greatest part I love about this company. The compensation plan will pay you the exact same dollar amount, whether if you understand it or if you don't. All you got to do is go sponsor someone or sell some product. And they're like, oh, okay, well, that's all I got to do. And then they go do that. So that's a little key phrase for you right there that you can use in your business when people want to, study the comp plan forever. Okay, looking at your business cards or reading your leads. This is another big thing that, is a non-money making activity. A lot of people like to get their leads, and you know what they do? They analyze their leads. They look at their cards and they shuffle them from table to table. And, one of the things about network marketers, they have the ability, this is an ability that I've never seen anybody have. They can look at their cards and they can tell exactly whether the people are home, whether they're willing to answer the phone, what they're going to say on the phone, and whether they're even interested in your business. And it's amazing how they can do that without even calling them, just by looking at the card. I don't even have that ability. But that is a non-money making activity. Doing dream boards, doing a dream board is very, very important. Doing your dream board is mandatory in network marketing. But doing it during daytime working money making hours is a non-money making activity. Writing your goals, absolutely. I recommend you write your goals the day before your goal. So in other words, start your goals the night before. And I like to do my goals on Sunday night, and then I start it for my Monday so I can hit my week strong. And then every night before I go to bed, I write out what I'm going to do the next day. Write that out. Write your goals. And then creating sales funnels. That's a big thing nowadays. This is probably one of the biggest time wasters and distractors of network marketers, trying to figure out how to do sales funnels. You don't need a sales funnel. All you need is an application and excitement, and I'll show you how to build the business. Creating marketing materials, creating business cards and landing pages and all that stuff. You don't need to do all that stuff. Now, if you do it, that's fine. So, there's certain times you want to be branded as an expert, like this gentleman today. I'm helping him brand himself as an expert because, I have an entire design team and company and stuff, but that's what he wanted. But you don't need to do this. And if you do it during work hours, it is a non-money making activity. So this is very important to understand. And just so you know, this is not an exhaustive list. You can probably come up with 30 or 40 more things that you do or your people do that are non-money making activities also. So what I want to do now is show you what the money making activities are. The number one money making activity, the number one club in your golf bag you have to master is generating leads. Here's why. Write this down. If you're out of leads, you're out of business. So if you are out of leads, if you don't have people to talk to, you're out of business. And so you got to master how to generate leads. But the next part is more important, in my opinion, is you got to know how to convert leads into prospects. Now, most people don't even know there's a difference between a lead and a prospect. So I'm going to tell you the difference right now. Write this down, very important. A lead is simply name and contact information. Name and phone number, name and email, name an instant message on Facebook, name and LinkedIn address. It doesn't matter. It's name and contact information. You have a way to communicate them. That's all a lead is. So I want you to think about this right now, because some of you might be thinking, well, I don't have any leads. I need to get some leads. Well, I guarantee you, if you look in your cell phone right now, you probably have 100 or 200 leads right in there. And if you do, they are leads. They're names and contacts. You probably got a bunch of business cards of people that you've met over the years. They're all names and contacts. Think about that. You have a lot of names and contacts. What you don't know how to do, or may not know how to do, is convert a lead into a prospect. And that's the important part we're talking about. So what is a prospect? I want to give you this verbiage. Write this down. This is $1 million technique alone, just knowing this difference. A prospect is someone you've spoken to or communicated with that is open to learning more about what you do. I'll say it again. A prospect is someone you've spoken to or communicated with that is open to learning more about what you do. That does not mean that they're interested in what you do. That just means they're open to listen. They're open to find out more. They're open to get a video from you. They're open to come to a presentation. They're open to watch the online webinar. They're open to listening to it. That does not mean they're interested yet. That just means they're open. I'm going to tell you this. Interest is a buying word. Open is a curiosity word. So you don't want to use a buying word when they're in the curiosity stage. That's one of the techniques I teach in the academy, is how to differentiate the two and the right words to say and how to say it to convert leads into prospects. I can say if anything I mastered more than anything up front was how to convert leads into prospects. Every time I go networking, I generate business. Every time I talk to someone and talk to someone on the phone and I'm choosing to do business with them, I get appointment out of them, and eventually some of those people do business with me. And this is a skill set that you want to learn. The next one is how to make invitations, how to invite people to see what you do. But there's 3 parts to it. See, a lot of people stop with inviting. I'm sure all of you have been told, you got to invite your friends, you got to invite your family, you got to invite people to the meeting. Yes, you do have to do that. But that's only one part of the equation, because if you invite 1,000 people to your meeting and no one shows up, how much money are you going to make? None. See, inviting is just part of it. You got to learn how to invite, how to get people to say, yes, I'll show up, and actually show up. That's a 3-part process. So you got to know how to invite them to come to see it, get them to actually say, yes, I'll come, and then show up physically. And that's a skill set that I teach in the academy. It's so important that you learn this. Because if you don't learn that, that's like learning, you can drive the ball all the way to the hole. But if you don't know how to do it the putter in, you're not going to get the business. See, if you don't know how to use a putter. And then the next thing is making the presentation. You got to know how to make an effective presentation that gets people to say, yes, absolutely, I want to find out more how this works. Absolutely, I want to join this program. So making presentations is so important. The next thing is follow up, close, and ask for the money. You got to know how to follow up, close, and ask for the money. And I know you all heard the saying, the fortune is in the follow up, right? Wrong. The fortune is not in the follow up. Because I used to follow up and follow up and follow up till I was blue in the face. You probably do too. You probably follow up and chase people all the time. That happens all the time in network marketing because you're told the fortune is in the follow up. Well, the fortune is not in the follow up. I'll tell you where it is. The fortune is in the closing and asking for the money. See, because here's a trick question for you. How many people does it take to close one person that you have to make a presentation to and a follow up with? Here's the answer. One person. I told you it was a trick question. You only need to speak to one person to close one person. But see, what people do is they follow up and follow up and follow up, chasing all these people that don't want to join versus mastering the skill set of closing and asking for the money from the one person that does want to join. Very important. The next thing you got to learn is how to get your new distributor started right. Because there's only 2 ways to get people started. You can get them started right, or you can get them started wrong. And so the wrong way to get a person started is like this. You sign somebody up and you say, okay, here's your back office, here's your compensation plan. I want you to read that. And then what I'm going to do is I want you to make a list of everybody you know. And then I want you to start calling them. Here's my script. Start calling the people that you know and invite them to the meeting. Okay, do that, and then we'll talk in a couple of days because I got to go sign up a couple other people. I got to get back to work. Have a great day, and you give them an attaboy, right? That's called getting a person started wrong. Because right now they're not competent, they're not confident, and they're not going to be consistent because they don't know what to do or how to do it. It's like bringing the person into Taco Bell and not teaching them how to run the register because you got to go hire 3 more people, but you expect them to do the register. They're not going to do the register. They're going to quit and say Taco Bell doesn't work. Just like distributors in network marketing and say network marketing doesn't work. And guess what? It's not their fault. You're the sponsor. You have to take responsibility. The reason why your new distributor didn't get started right is because you didn't get them started right. See, when you take that type of responsibility, that's when your business grows. The 7 money-making activity we teach you is how to plug them into your system. And you got to have a system. Now, here's the great thing for you. I can become your system. So I can train everybody on your team. Why do you think Andrea's doing this? Andrea's doing this. She's doing this because she understands she doesn't have the time to produce leaders all day long. She has to go out and build the business just like you do. But if she can plug them into me, I have a vested interest in training every single one of her team. Because I get compensated for it, but so does she. And I don't make a single penny off her, and she doesn't make a single penny off me. You understand? It's done for you so you can grow your business, and then she can grow her business, and everyone wins. But you need to plug them into your system, and we help you develop that system. So that's the first C of the 3 C's. You got to become competent. The second C is you have to become confident. And the reason this is so important because no one's going to do business with you if you're not confident. If you're not confident in something, would you go invest your money with someone if you're not confident in them, in their skills and their ability and their belief? Would you invest your money with them? Of course not. And they won't invest their money with you. See, you got to become confident, but here's the key. The way you become more confident is you become more competent. The more competent you are at the money-making activities, the more confident you'll portray. And what happens is you'll attract your ideal client and people will want to do business with you. You won't have to chase them. They'll be coming knocking on your door. They'll be calling you to do business. See, I don't chase anybody. Even in this coaching program, I don't chase anybody. I show them what it is. And if they want to do it, great. I'm here to bend over backwards for them. If they don't, that's okay. Most of the time, they'll just go through the school of hard knocks like I did. And then we'll meet in a year from now. You see, but that's a mindset you have to have. See, but the way you get that is you got to become competent. And you got to become confident. And then the third C kicks in, you become consistent. You got to become consistent. And the consistency is this. Write this sentence down. You want to do the right things long enough, consistently. The right things. What are those right things? Those money-making activities. You got to do those and master those. Long enough? How long is long enough? Until you hit your goal. Consistent. What does that mean? Daily. As often as you allot time for. You want to learn to use your calendar, and we will be doing trainings on how to use your calendar effectively. And then that creates momentum. That's the M squared. See, once you become 3C, you start to develop momentum. Now, everybody in network marketing always talks about momentum. Oh, we're going into momentum. We just got a new product. Our company's going to go into momentum. Your team's going to go into momentum. But you notice they never tell you how to get into momentum? They always talk about momentum, but they never tell you how. Well, here's how you get into momentum. You become competent, confident, and consistent. And you create an army of competent, confident, and consistent distributors. And then your business will go into momentum, even if the company doesn't. See, this is the proven formula for success in network marketing. So I hope you understand this is key. This is what you need to become. And you got to make a decision. I will become a pro. That's what a pro is. A pro is competent at their skill. They're confident in their ability, and they're consistent at their work ethic. And that's what makes a pro. And that's why they get momentum. So let's talk about something else. You need a system to hit your target. And this is the acronym for the word system. The reason I use a lot of acronyms is because it makes it easy for you to remember, because a system will save yourself substantial time, energy, and money. See, because running a business without a system is like throwing your money away. You got to have a system, and we've developed a system for you. And so this is how you duplicate yourself and grow a worldwide network marketing business, because that's your goal, right? To duplicate yourself. You want to pop out a bunch of mini me's, or actually a mini U's. You don't want to pop out mini Stevens, or you might want to, but the whole point is you want to pop out people that can do what you do, say what you say, and have the same ability, if not better than you do. And the way you got to do it, you got to have a mold. See, the way you duplicate yourself, you got to have a mold. And I'm going to show you how to get the mold for network marketing. Here it is. Number one, you got to learn the information. Because if you don't learn it and you say, oh, I'll just send my team to get trained, and you're not going to get trained, then that's called a person that's not worthy to follow. Write this sentence down. The speed of the group is the speed of the leader. The speed of the group is the speed of the leader. So if you want your people to do something, then you got to do it. And that's why I'm so proud of Andrea for joining first. She joined first. She said, I'm going to bring everybody on my team, as many people that want to come over here so they can get trained by you. She understands she's letting the system build her business. And you have the same opportunity. No matter how big you get, we will be here to help you. The second thing you got to do is you got to mimic. Mimic. In other words, make a replica. That's what this mold does. It makes a replica of the gold bars that were in there to make that gold person. You see, in the same thing, you got to mimic the success of other people. So the techniques I'm going to teach you, you need to mimic them. You need to learn them word for word, exactly how I written them, because the things I teach are proven in the field currently today. The scripts I'm going to give you, I said probably that week, and they worked, because the ones that don't work, I won't teach you. I'm only going to teach you the things that work. So you want to learn to mimic me. You want to learn to mimic the successful people in your team. You want to mimic your upline leaders that are plugged in, that are building the business. So that's how you duplicate. You start to learn it, then you mimic what you're learning. The next thing is you model it. Now you create a system out of it. So you take this one little mold and you make multiples of the mold. And then that's how you duplicate your team. You got to learn it first. You mimic, you make a model, a mold of it. So you take this system back into your team and you teach it to your team. And that's how you start to duplicate yourself. And then the last part is you make it yours. So you take the lead generation system, you learn how to prospect, you turn them into customers, and you make it your system. You put your own personality behind it, and then it's your system. And that's how you grow a network marketing business. And that's what we're doing for you. And this is just a basic training. This is not even the full training. This is an overview of what you're going to get. And so the Business Sales Academy, we're starting this in a couple of days here. I'll give you all the details in a moment, but this is the most effective sales and marketing and network marketing training academy worldwide by far. The information we're going to be giving you, there's nothing like it anywhere. And so I want to tell you right up front, I told you it's $997, and it's one time with no monthly. But I'm going to tell you right now, we're so confident of this, we'll willing to give you 100% money back guarantee. Meaning you can go through all 4 days worth of the class. Watch our pre-events that we have recorded, or you can watch the next 2 online, live. And at the end, if you don't believe it was worth the money, I'll give you 100% of your money back. Here's why, because we know what we're willing to teach. I know what I'm willing to give away. I'm giving it all away. I'm holding nothing back for the people who have made a decision to succeed. So because of that, we're willing to take the risk for you. So there's no risk. And so this is what you're going to receive by joining the program. We have a pre-event 2 times a week webinar training system. We've already done 2 of them. We've already done the goal session, and we've already done week 2, which is our Facebook Master Training, how to set up a fan page. That's already recorded, and you can log in. Once you sign up today, you can actually go in and log in and watch them today. Now, don't get me wrong. We are rebuilding our back end of our training system. So you're going to see other trainings come. You're going to see the back of it may change. And if for some reason you can't log in, that may be because we're adding new to it. So if that's the case. but you get access to those right now. The next two, how to set up an ad account overview and how to run ads, is what we're going to be going over next week, which is on Monday. And then the fourth week, we go over how to grow a community on Facebook. You want to build a community on Facebook, a community of like-minded people that love what you do. So those are the pre-event trainings. After that, in the training, it's 2 days, and we're going to go through 6 hours each day. The greatest part, you don't have to be there all day, because you might be saying, oh, Stephen, that's a kicker. I can't do it. You can't come up with the reason, because all of them are recorded, so you don't even have to be there live. So all the trainings are going to be recorded, and we're going to go over the mindset of a top producer so you can attract your ideal client. Your mindset and your thinking is most important. We're going to go over all of those 7 money-making activities in great detail. You're going to learn everything I know of how to generate leads, how to convert them to a prospect, how to invite, how to show the plan, how to follow through, close, and ask for the money, how to get new people started right, and how to plug them into your system. You're going to learn every one of those systems, and I'm going to go into great detail for them. You're going to learn how to meet new leads and convert them into sales, like I said, within 24 to 48 hours. When I was in that real estate investment company years ago, that company I told you cost $20,000 to join. Well, when I joined that business, I created a system so airtight that, literally speaking, I would go networking, meet someone today. They would come to the meeting, and then the next day, they would cut me a check for $20,000. And I had the fastest growing team in the entire country at $20,000 a person. And I started bringing people in. People started coming to my office to learn how I was doing it. So that's how I developed a system out of it. That exact same system you're learning in this program. And your program doesn't cost $20,000 to join. So you're going to learn how to overcome fear of sales and of online marketing. Because a lot of people have fear, things that are stopping you. We're going to deal with those. Those are right up front. And how to duplicate yourself and produce leaders on your team. We're going to go into those types of things. In addition to that, we're going to talk about words that work. There are words that work and attract people. There are words that repel people. We're going to show you which ones to stay away from. How to use networking to grow your sales. In other words, how to go to networking events, meet people, and convert them into sales. Because a lot of people don't even know how to do that. They go networking just for the fun of it sometimes. They go out for a date, but they don't go to generate any business, because I don't see any appointments being made. I book appointments every time I go networking, and I'm going to teach you how. How to generate unlimited hot leads using LinkedIn and Facebook. I have a whole LinkedIn and Facebook system that we're going to share with you as well. How to brand yourself as an expert. Branding yourself is so key. That's what all the top leaders do. So I'm going to show you how to brand yourself when the time is right for you. Because it's not right for everybody at the right time, but when the time is right for you, that's when I'll show you how to do it. You're going to learn 18 different no-cost lead generation strategies. I have 18 different ways to generate leads that are going to cost you hardly nothing. So you can literally go build your business and never, ever, ever complain about leads again. And I'm going to show you how to create a marketing system on autopilot that works automatically. For the people that is ready for that, then I'm going to show you how to do that, because you'll be able to get far more prospects into your business. Then we do another 2 days. So it's a 4-day training, and those 2 days are 6 hours also. And during those 2 days, you're going to learn how to create sales funnels and help you generate inbound leads using online marketing. So we're going to actually walk you into a sales funnel and show you how it's done, so you can have it on recording and you can watch it later. So you won't have to spend years and years and years figuring it out like I did. You can learn it right up front. You're going to also learn how to set up your email marketing system. We're going to show you different ways to set up your email marketing campaigns, what to do with it, and all that. And we're going to show you how to create a follow-up system on Facebook, how to create a following on Facebook on your fan page, and how to make an event on Facebook. So we showed you a little bit the other day, but we're going to show you even more on how to create major events. How to run Facebook ads. You're going to learn that, and we're going to teach you the advanced techniques on how to run Facebook ads and how to use LinkedIn to generate leads. See, LinkedIn is a huge thing about generating leads, so important. So we're going to be showing you some different strategies on how to generate leads using LinkedIn. This is my motto. Another one of my mottos, actually, is your success is a decision away. That's important for you to get. But LinkedIn is where you're going to learn some techniques that you're going to be able to cash in. Cha-ching, It's going to be big for you. And we'll go over the details of that. The greatest part about it is that recording of it is included. So inside of the Marketing Academy, we're going to create the videos and the audios. So while you're out and about and you're driving around, let's say you're in front of a business and you say, man, how did that audio business card go? Which you may not know what an audio business card is right now, but you will. But that audio business card, how did that thing go? What do I need to say to answer the question, what do I do? You're going to be able to go into your system right from your phone, listen to it, listen to me teach it to you, and then bam, go nail it right there on the spot. And you'll be able to do that from anywhere around the world. So like I said, we've created a complete network marketing and online training system. And so I want to let you know that I will be your master upline leader. I'm not going to take Andrea's position. I'm going to walk right by her. I'm not going to take anyone else's upline position. You know, if you have a team and you're growing and you're the upline, I'm not going to take your position. I'm going to help you grow your business so you can go out and do what you do best, which you should be sponsoring new people and selling the product. And I'm going to help build your team. So I will personally help you and your team grow and become a success story. That's what we're about. We want success stories. We want our website filled with videos and audio testimonials of all the things you learned from the training. So when you join the academy, I become your upline master leader. So this is what you get. 12 hours of network marketing and direct sales training. You get 12 hours of Facebook, LinkedIn, and lead generation training. So you're going to learn all that. You're going to get 1 year Facebook group mentoring. You're going to get a weekly conference calls. This wasn't here last time, you guys. Let me tell you what I'm doing. For the people that join the academy, in addition to the 4 days, I've made a decision because I see that I need to follow up with you guys. I need to inspect what I expect. So I've made a commitment to myself to do a weekly conference call every single week for the team. And that weekly conference call is going to be a training team. I'll open it up to answer questions. There will be role plays on it. I'll be showing how to overcome objections and handle questions. I'll be going into all the different needs. So it won't just be me talking like a webinar. It'll be an interactive training where people can raise their hand, ask a question, and I'll teach them what they need to know. And I'll be in the field learning it and doing it because I build my business just like you do. I'm in network marketing, but my business is the product and you are my team. So that's what I'm doing is I'm creating a system so I can train you based on what's current today. I'm not a trainer that runs these big meetings and be on stage and sell books and all that stuff and sell seminars. That's not what I'm all about. You got one program, one price. That's it. And then you get me and you get the entire system. And then you're going to grow and build your business. And you get access to the training for an entire year. And then next year, there'll be a renewal that you can renew it for. But the access to the training for 1 year, by the time this year is up, if you're on all 52 of my training calls, if you go through the 4 weeks of training, you shouldn't need me anymore. Now, you'll want to use me because I'll still be the system. And you can plug your people into the system, but you won't need it for yourself because you will be a top leader. So like I said, $997 one time, no monthly. And if you attend all of it and you feel it's not worth the money, you get 100% of your money back guarantee. No risk for you. This is one of my favorite sayings. Like I said, it's a motto I learned when I was very young. Sales education doesn't cost. It pays. Ignorance is expensive. Not knowing what to do and how to do it is what's costing you. And so I just want to, let you know that, everybody on this webinar right now is watching this. You're in one of 2 places, one of 3 places. I'm in. I'm ready to go. I want you as my master upline leader. You are the guy I want to do this with. I'm in. Or, I have a few questions. Then I'm in. If you have a few questions, that's okay. I'm going to be opening it up at the end for questions. And then you'll have access to me for questions as well. And then 3, it's not for me. I get it. It's not for everybody, and I respect that 100%. So what I want you to do right now, you can enroll here. If you want to do this, you can enroll. If you're a number 1, you can go to businesssalesaccelerator.com, and you can click one of the buttons right there on the top, and you can enroll in the class. As soon as you enroll, then you'll get your username and password sent to you, and then you'll be ready to go and start building your business. And what I can do for you, if you have a team of 5, 10, 15, 20 people, or even one, you can book a meeting with me so I can help you get that team regenerated and get them restarted. I'm going to help you restart your business so that you don't have to. And so this is something I'm willing to do for you guys. I'm all in. I'm committed 100%. I do want to mention something else too, because before I open it up for questions, I've had some people say, well, Stephen, $997, it's tight for me right now. I don't have the cash. And so I just want to ask you this question. This is the question you got to ask yourself. Is this something you want to do? Is the money the only thing keeping you from doing it? If that's the case, I even have a solution for that. Ways to find the money. I'm going to show you how to find the money right now. Number one, you can do it with credit card. Number two, you can do it with PayPal credit. Let me show you how this works. If you go to paypal.com and you click on that personal link right at the top, what will happen is a little thing will drop down and it'll say PayPal credit. And the third little drop down from there, it'll say PayPal credit. When you see it, this little box you'll see will be down at the bottom. You can apply for PayPal credit. And let me tell you the best part about PayPal credit. You have no payments and no interest for 6 months. So literally you can join this program today. Get started in the program, start listening to the training, go through all the training, start working, be on the conference call, start building the business, pay back the $997 and then some 10 times between now and 6 months from now. So the reason why I added this to the presentation, because I don't want anyone to have an excuse. See, this is what I've learned years ago, and I said it before. You don't have a money problem, you have an idea problem. See, you have to have an idea so good that the money just shows up. So here is the idea for you. You can get the money, PayPal will finance it for you, and you can now join the program. There's no excuse. Pros make money, amateurs make excuses. So what I want to do is I want to open it up for any questions. I do appreciate your time. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to serve you. And Andre, I just appreciate you so much and what you've done to allow your team to be involved in this program. So let me go ahead and unmute it and open it up for any questions. All right, does anyone have any questions?
I have a comment.
Yes, please.
This presentation has been so great, and I don't know how somebody can say no to this, especially when you explain how people don't have any savings, how much money you need for retirement, and I mean, you just have to do something. And I've taken so many different seminars, spent thousands of dollars, and I must say this one has it all together for much less money. And we have the weekly webinars and so on. So how can you lose? That's my opinion.
5 webinars a week already. 2 on Monday, 2 on Tuesday.
In network marketing, webinars are a big part of the business nowadays. It wasn't like that years ago. Years ago, you'd go to someone's house 5 days a week showing the plan. In network marketing, and it's all how fast you want to build the business and what your intent is to build the business. So the only reason why you would be on 5 webinars a week is if you're intending on one of them needs to be a training, which I believe this training is definitely the training you need to be on. You also want to be on your company webinar. So if you have a company webinar that's talking about updates and products and stuff like that, you definitely want to be on something like that. And then you want to be on opportunity presentations, showing the plan. So if you're doing other webinars other than showing the plan, then you got to really just evaluate your time, because your time is important. And the single most important thing you need to be doing are money-making activities throughout the day. So I would just balance. That's what I would do. I do understand that some companies do have a lot more webinars because you have a team webinar, then you have a super team webinar, then you have the owner webinar, then you have the backup webinar, and there's all kinds of things. But you got to just manage your time. That's all. But I would recommend my training would be one of them that you want to be on, because you're going to be learning everything it takes to build this business, and then also holding you accountable to go do it too. But that would be my advice on that. But great comment though. I really appreciate you sharing that.
And the webinars that we have, they all are recorded, so you don't have to, be live on all of them. So it's you listen to when it's necessary.
Yes, that's very important too. Especially if there's company webinars and stuff like that. That type of stuff is recorded. If it's taking time from your money-making activity, I'd recommend you be doing the money-making activity. That would be better than sitting on a webinar learning about something that's recorded. Now, a training like this, because you may have questions, it's going to be interactive, it's going to be live. The live webinars I do, you may want to be on live. But the recorded ones that we're doing, you don't have to be there every time because they'll be recorded. And even some of mine, if you can't make it, that's okay. As long as you make sure you get back and you learn the information. It's a resource for you. So great question and awesome comments there. Anyone else have any comments, questions, thoughts, ideas? The live ones that we're doing that's coming up, we haven't set an exact date yet, time of the day yet, but I will let you know by next week. You're talking about the 4 6-hour ones, right?
Yes, yes.
Yes, we haven't established an exact time and date yet, but we will here shortly. So like I said, this is one that's going to be able to substitute for something. You're going to have to determine that, and I think once you get on a couple of my trainings, you'll be able to see what's going to substitute. Because like when I start teaching you like a daily activity tracker and how to hold yourself accountable and all that, and you're going to start seeing some momentum very, very fast, in your business. So, it's just balance. That's all it is. Every network marketing company is the same way. So you guys don't have anything unique there. Everyone does the same thing. Yeah. So don't think they're just getting at you with all these webinars and trainings. It used to be home meetings and Super Saturdays.
Yeah, we still do those.
Yep, there you go.
And we had to pay for the meetings, and we had to pay for the parking, and we had to drive there, and sometimes for several hours till we got there.
I want to do this, but it's like I need another person. I need another me.
Yeah, well, that's what the whole training is designed to do, is to duplicate you. The whole training is designed to duplicate you. That's what it's designed to do. Anyone else have any comments, questions, thoughts, ideas?
Yeah, Randall and I, we just signed up and we are very excited, and we want to gain as much knowledge and use these tools to be successful. And I thank you for doing what you're doing. And I thank everybody and Andrea and Paul and everybody who's on this as a group and also as a team.
Yeah.
The invitation.
Well, yeah, you're welcome. And it was awesome just meeting you guys the other day. And it's going to be amazing to watch this team, because when you get a team of people doing all the same thing, you get momentum. And that's what's going to happen. The explosion that's going to happen is going to be amazing, because when you guys start role playing the techniques I'm going to give you, like the audio business cards and the openers and the scripts and the presentations, you're going to all be saying the same thing. The reason why McDonald's became the biggest franchise in the world back then is because they all looked the same. They made their hamburgers the same. They swept their floor the same. They did everything the same. But if you go say, well, I'm going to go figure it out on my own and do it my own way, then you're not going to be McDonald's. You're going to be McDowell's. and that's kind of what happens in network marketing. And so we're putting together the McDonald's system in the industry of network marketing. So
see where you're saying, consistency is that, take what you're teaching and be consistent, like repetitive. And that way it's not throwing confusion in, and everybody's doing the same thing on the team. So, and it grows just like when you go bowling. Once you learn how to get the right position to, get a strike, and you got it. And that's how I consider it.
That's right. Let me show you how this works in network marketing so you can see it. When I was in that company that cost $20,000, everybody had a 5-call close. To close a $20,000 sale is not easy for the average person. So they would meet someone, they'd bring them to a presentation, and then they would follow up 5 times for about a month and a half, and then they would finally sign somebody up. Well, I had a problem because my kids like to eat every day.
Okay.
So because of that, I had to figure that wasn't going to work for me. So I said, I need to come up with a better system. So what I did was I created a 1-call close system, and the close went like this. I created a presentation, so when I go out and meet people, I would get them to say, yes, I'll come, and I would use a conversion system to get them to show up to the meeting. And I had 80-90% of the people show up to the presentation. And then I taught my entire team what's called a follow-up script. You guys are going to get that follow-up script. So after the meeting, they would say a certain sentence. and they would say a certain thing to the people, like, what do you like best about what you just saw? And they would say, well, I really like the way the real estate works. Well, great. Well, I guess we got to get you into the real estate investing, don't we? Yeah. Okay, great. So based on what you said, are you a 1, 2, or 3? A 1, and they say, I think I'm a number 2. Great. Well, since you're number 2, and you want to get your questions answered, let's schedule a time to get together and get your questions answered. They open up their book and book a calendar appointment in their calendar. Then they walk over to me and say, Stephen, this is my friend John. He's a number 2. And I'd say, oh, really? And he'd edify me a little bit and say, he's a number 2. And I'd say, oh, so you're number 2. You have some questions. And I say, yeah. So I said, man, you might get some sleep tonight because you're not going to get much sleep if you don't, tonight you're not going to get very much sleep. So make sure you get some sleep tonight. Tomorrow, tomorrow at 2 o'clock, I can meet you. So then I would book the same appointment the next day. We do a follow-up and we sign them up. So I send them home to think about it. And then the next day they'd come meet me at a Starbucks and sign them up. And it was a very specific system. And let me show you how tight my system was. We used to earn a large commission because it was a $20,000 product. So we earned a large commission. If someone would walk up to me and not say the follow-up script, let's say they walked up to me and said, hey, Stephen, this is my buddy John. And I say, oh, hi, John. And I'd sit there and wait, and the guy wouldn't say the follow-up script. I'd look at the customer, I'd wait, he wouldn't say anything. I'd say, well, John, it was nice to meet you. You have a great day, and I'd walk away. And guess what? That sales rep would not do that. I mean, he would memorize that follow-up script the next week because he just lost a fat commission because of it. You understand? I trained my team through a system, and that system worked, and that's why we grew the fastest growing team in the country. You're going to learn that exact system in this program.
Well, Stephen, I appreciate it. Thank you for another good training. I'm looking forward to the 4 days.
I know, Paul, the other day we got together on the phone, right?
Yes.
And you said some of the things I shared with you helped you?
Yes, definitely.
Well, what happened?
Well, just, even talking about rapid funnel, about, just the basic things to say, to people. You keep your options open to generate more income. Make it simple. Ask them the question.
I just want you guys to know I'm here for you. Again, if you want to do this, just go to businesssalesaccelerator.com and then sign up. And then if you want to book a time to talk about your team, you can go to my link there, businesssalesexpert.com/book Stephen. And then you can book a time right in my calendar. And then we'll schedule it out, and I'll help you with some things that help your team get started fast. That's what we want. We want to help your team get started. Anybody that's not building the business that wants to build it, we'll help you get those people plugged back in, and we'll help you start hitting your goals. Again, thank you so much, you guys. I appreciate this time. Andrea, thank you again. And if you have any questions, feel free to give me a call.
Yes, thank you so much. I think this has been incredible, and I think it looks complicated, like you need to know a lot of things, but when you practice, it becomes easier and easier. And we had so many systems, and I want to have one system that works for us rather than trying this, trying that, especially when I think at your history, and I know a lot of people have been through the same, and today they're still in the same place where they've been 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And so something like that will get you ahead. Just think about how much money you need for your retirement, and the government is not going to give it to you. You have to be responsible for yourself and create your future by yourself.
Steve, I like what you said too. Learn to manufacture urgency. It's something that we all have to learn to build our business.
Yeah, because if you don't have urgency in yourself, see, this is what happens. People will look at this program and say, "Oh, well, let me think about it. Let me analyze it. Let me talk it over." Well, it's not going to get any better. So let me explain what I mean. And I say this even when I'm trying to sponsor someone into a business. You have all the information about the program right now. You're not going to get more information when you leave and think about it. Yeah. See, so either it makes sense right now. If it makes sense now, take action now. And see, when you do that, what you're going to do is learn how to start taking action when you see a good idea. Same thing you want with your new prospects. When you meet a prospect and you're going to show them the plan, do you want them to say, "Oh, let me think about it and analyze it and mull it over"? You want them to do all that? No, you want them to see how good your program is and say, "I'm in," and sign up. And you got to expect that. So the only way you're going to expect that if that's who you are. Because if not, what you're going to say is, oh, well, yeah, you want to think about, I understand. I think about everything too before I buy it. And guess what you just did? You just slowed down your business. So you have to learn how to manufacture urgency. And I think that's what Paul and I went over the other day. I taught him how he has to be urgent because I was like, Paul, let's call some of your friends. He was like, yeah, we'll call them next week. Next week? How soon do you want your business? We talked about it. Let's do it right now. I said, why don't you call Sherry right now? Pick up the phone right now and call her. And did we do that, Paul? We picked up the phone right then and called her. And she was interested. She called you back that day and she signed up that night, right?
Yep.
Yep. If not, it would have been a week. You see? So that's the same thing you have to do. You have to create urgency. So in the same way with this training, if this makes sense to you now, then join now. And then let's go start building the business because I'm going to start teaching you how to manufacture urgency. That's one big thing that a lot of people do. They slow their own business down. They're their own worst enemies.
And when Stephen calls you, you better have a pen and paper handy to give you those gems. You know, the other one was create activity goals, not result goals.
Oh, yeah. We talked about that, creating activity goals. Yeah, by the way, I'm going to be setting goals and I'm going to be setting contests and all kinds of stuff for you guys as well, in addition to what you guys do. But one of the things you want to do with your team is set up activity goals, not results goals. Most people, when they create a goal, they say, whoever signs up the most people this month gets a prize. Well, that's great. But the top producers already have momentum. They already got it. They can't, a new person can't compete with them. So what I did was I used to create what's called activity goals. I invented the domain and I have the data, the logo called Daily Activity Tracker. So I know how to track your daily activity. And so I set activity goals, which are the money-making activities. So instead of a contest saying how many people you sign up this month, no, it's how many invitations did you make that showed up to a meeting? That's what I want to track. I want to track how many times you invite someone, they say yes and show up. Because I know the more people that show up to the presentation, the more business you're going to generate. How many presentations did you make that week? That's all I care about. See, if you make 5 presentations, a new person can make 5 presentations, a veteran can make 5 presentations. Everybody's on equal playing ground. And when you do that, you'll get a lot more activity in your business. And here's a sentence that I said with my daily activity tracker. When you track your activity, your results increase. When you track your activity, your results increase. Just like if you track how much money you spend, you'll save money. If you track what you eat, you'll lose weight. And if you track your activity, your results increase. So that's what you want to do. You want to start learning to track your activity. So set activity goals for yourself. Thanks for bringing it up, Paul. I forgot all about that. See, a lot of this stuff just comes out.
Well, you got so much knowledge. We're looking forward to the full training.
Yeah, we haven't even started the training yet. We're like in the prelims.
And I must say that 30 some years that I'm with Sunrider, people that I sponsored like Easy, they had friends who were the same way. They all made decisions fast. And the ones who had to think and think, they were so slow, they never went anywhere.
That's right. Well, that's
it's a
why.
law of attraction.
Yeah, you're going to attract like you. And if you're a thinker and an analyzer and you need to, and right now you got to check it out and okay, then that's exactly who you're going to be when you sponsor someone. It's going to be the same thing.
Too much analysis creates paralysis.
That's right. That's right. Analysis paralysis. That's right. Yeah.
And I think it's important that you do a good investment. Like when you invest $1,000, I don't know, in a stock, you don't know what you get out of it. Maybe something, maybe nothing. But here you invest in yourself and you get like $20,000 worth of information, maybe more. So it's something that you can't say no, and you can't say maybe tomorrow. So either you in or you out. So
yeah, we just make it simple, and you know, Andrea and I, we're going to do other webinars like this for other people as we need to, and the people that need to come again, they'll come again. But if you're on this and you've seen this right now, it's not going to get any better. Either this makes sense and you want to do it, you can go check out the website. You can also check out my website, businesssalesexpert.com, so you can know who I am and everything. And then I just get in. You know what you do? You have blind faith. Let me tell you one last story before I let you go. When I joined that company that cost $20,000 to join, at the time I joined it in 2006, I had left Aflac and I ran into some financial trouble. So by the time I saw that business, I was $150,000 in debt. My wife, we were just pregnant with my second child, and my mom had just moved in with me, and we had just bought a house. I don't know how we bought the house, but we did. We had a $7,000 a month house payment. So we just bought the house. And about the day after, maybe the day after or so, is when the market started to fall. So we bought the house at absolutely the top of the market, no doubt. Okay, so we joined this business. We looked at this business. It cost $20,000 to join. I didn't have $20 in my wallet. So I'm gonna tell you what happened. I looked at that business and I said this. I was sitting there and I saw this real estate business. I said, man, this is the way out. I don't want to do this, but it costs $20,000 to join. And I said, I asked Andre to leave the table. So I sat there by myself and I thought about it. I was praying about it and I was thinking. I said, Stephen, you know what? You've been working for 20 years. And if you don't have $20,000 to write a check or with a credit card, then whatever you've been doing ain't working. And I put my head down and I said, you know what? You're right. And I got to say the same thing for you guys right now. If you don't have the ability that right now to write a $1,000 check or a credit card, if you don't have that ability where it's easy and comfortable, then maybe whatever you've been doing ain't working either. You know, I just got to be real. And I had to be real with myself. And when I did that, I said, you know what, Stephen? You're right. What I'm doing is not working. So you know what I said? I said, Andre, come here for a second. I said, here, I'm going to fill out the paperwork. I don't even have the $75 to join, but I'm in. I'm joining this business. I'll be back in a week and I'll find $20,000. I went home. I had a garage sale, sold a bunch of stuff that weekend and sold, a bunch of junk. I got on Craigslist. I sold some stuff on Craigslist. I had a partial business with a friend. I sold it back to him. I got online. I got a bunch of credit cards, got like 4 different credit cards, maxed every one of them. I got the PayPal credit line and maxed that, and I got that $20,000. I came back the next week. I pushed all my chips in and said, I'm all in. Let's go. So I joined the business, and within 14 months, I put over $1 million in my bank account. And here's why. Because every single person from that point on that said, I don't have the money, I need to think about it. You know what I said? I told them that story. And you know what they did? It eliminated all their excuses. They couldn't have any excuses. So that's why I learned I don't look for the money in people. I look for the desire in a person.
Right.
See, because when the desire is big enough, the money shows up. Mm-hmm. So even in this training, I'm not worried about how much money you have. I know this. If you want something bad enough, you'll find the money. I know that for a fact. So that's why I don't worry about the money. The people that say I don't have the money, that's not even an excuse I hear. Because I understand if they have the burning desire bad enough, they'll find the money. And so I just wanted to share that with you guys all that's here. If you want to do this program and you haven't made a decision to do it, don't think. Make a decision. Get that burning desire, and I'm going to help you do it. And you will make whatever the goals and dreams that you have come true. Because I know how to make them happen, and I'll help you. So I just want to share that story with you guys because I think that's that's what happened with me, and that's how it worked.
Amazing.
So again, thank you guys so much for giving me the opportunity to share my life with you guys and be here. If you have any questions, you guys have my information, you have my number, and you know how to get to me. Okay, so I look forward to hearing from you. And Andrea, we'll talk for the next meeting whenever you're ready to do it.
I'm ready. I'm in.
I'll reschedule the date. You let me know what day. You want to do it the same day?
Well, we can do it the same day next week, same time.
Perfect. No problem.
Same link.
Yep, same link. I'll set it up for you.
Okay, so you can invite your people.
There you go. All right.
So thank you so much. I really appreciate, and thank you for everybody else to take time on this call.
All right. All right. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.